not a politician. I don't carry political cards. And the problem I have with politicians is that they have the will of a centipede. That's the problem. But here's the thing. Here, look at these guys. When you see the poor men going without anything in their dining table, there is a problem. And here's the thing. We all know better, guys. The fact is, the men who are rich, those who are wealthy, who have the money, the fact is they do not eat a lot. They pretend to eat so little because they have so much at their disposal. They have from chocolate to soda, to beer, whiskey, red and white or red or blue wine. They have all the whiskey to their disposal. They have everything. And the fact is, when you have the money, you're not worried about what to eat tomorrow. You're not worried about supper. You're not worried about dinner or whatever it is that you are going to talk about. And so you will always stay with a steady mind. You are comfortable because you know you have the money. Sometimes you will not even go hungry because you have the money in your pocket. So that is why the rich people do not queue for food when they are in public gatherings. Of course, sometimes some of them are curious about their health as well, not to eat anything out there, because we are living in a politically turbulent time. So this is the thing, guys. Let's give a minute. Let's give a break to the poor and hungry people, because the poor and hungry men do not have manners to tie them down at the end of the day, because they are not sure about supper. They're not sure about food to eat tomorrow. And so don't look at them as being a nuisance when they're lining up to queue to get their food in all those public places, including funeral places, because that is the condition under which they have been put to be in. And so let's have a bit of sympathy with them. Let them have it to themselves. The thing is, the people who have a bit of money, they will always want to show out to the world that they have the money. But those who are wealthy, they do not show out. They do not even dress expensively. But those who have few dollars, those who have few millions of shillings, they are in the business of showing out to the people that they have the money. And so I hold the view that going forward will need us to transform the lives of the people that we live with them in our societies, And the problem is with the financial institutions. The biggest challenge I have with them is that they think about businesses that are supposed to be based in New York or California or Texas or Alabama or stuff like that. But the problem is, guys, we need to understand the fact that we are in Africa. We are operating in Uganda, in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Ethiopia, in Egypt. So let's think about the lives of those young entrepreneurs who are doing stuff to make their ends meet. And so let's be able to afford to them loans that are not going to be that very cheap, but of course they can be expensive, but give them a lengthy period of time that they can pay their loans in 15 or 20 years. That's the only way we are going to be enablers to the dreams of our young entrepreneurs. It strikes the hell out of me if the bankers, the banking institutions, they think their job is to pass the credit and debit card. But I hold the view that that's not your job. Your job is, how do you get 5 million Ugandans to come to the mainstream economy? How the hell do you do that? Who has the unmitigating tenacity to tell us about a no-growing economy when you have not made deliberate attempts to liberate the lives of our common men and women deep down in Uganda, deep down in Kenya, deep down in Rwanda, Djibouti, in Nigeria or Senegal or Chad? Talk about any nation within the African continent. And so going forward, I hope that we will reconcile, because at the end of the day, if I've never had the shillings, its appreciation or depreciation will not affect me in any way. That is just, I would want to believe is just, an academic construct, Just at the end of the day, I don't care about it. When a minister rises up and say, let the shillings fall down and we'll pick it up again, you should worry less about the minister making that statement, but worry about the common men and women who are physically disengaged from the systems that are in place. When we see people going to, protest about the service delivery protest, who do go and attend that, who are involved in the physical protest? Here's the thing, guys. Think about it for a minute. The people who go for physical and the protests are the people who are physically disengaged, the people who are not thinking about their mortgage, they're not thinking about their cars and so many other stuff. So at the end of the day, the people who are going to look for ways of going to protest are the people who do not have the money, who think the inflation is just an academic construct. People do not think about the appreciation or depreciation of money because they have never had the shillings. And so let's think about helping our entrepreneurs, extending them loans that they can, in a way, use and make better their lives. Think about it this way. Apple was in business for 30 years without making any serious money. Amazon was in business, for 13 years they are not making any money. So how the hell do you expect, that small company, that small enterprise, that young entrepreneur rising in Uganda to have a track record? Oh, we think America is America because it was God created. Or we think it was on the 8th day that God, or on the 9th day of creation, that God initiated the great America. Or they initiated, or angels of the Lord came down to build Amazon or Apple. But people were there to finance it through the 30 years that people were able to finance it. Even if they did not have money, they were able to finance it to do things because America and the Chinese, they understand a long term. And they understand exactly what their people need. And they are in the business of making that which their people need. But if you ask we, the Africans, we do not even know what we need for tomorrow. And that's the problem with our political leadership. If we think that our money, the biggest chunk of our money should be going only to the political class and the protection of the regime, to have one president to die on poor, for example, like in Uganda, President Museveni, everybody is willing to work things out to make sure that they sustain him on that power, then I am telling you, we are deluding ourselves. We are misguiding ourselves if we think it's about borrowing money from other people, from other, IMF, and that is going to make our nation to be rich. I'm telling you, we are deluding ourselves. Here's the thing, guys. I hope government people, you can reconcile with this. At the end of the day, we have got to make agriculture to work. We have got to produce a lot of food that can help our own people to sustain themselves, to feed themselves. That's the only way we are going to liberate our people from absolute poverty. Let's not think about borrowing money, because Burkina Faso did it. Through Captain Thomas Sankara, for the 5 years, they were able to do it. But here we are, in 35 years, we think it's about army and the political class, that they will get the biggest chunk of our budgets year in, year out. And they are not in the business of thinking about our nation to grow and become a great nation. And nobody can call us a shitful nation, because we are not. We are the people who can do things. We have our natural resources. We have everything at our disposal. And we can do it. I mean, if we have the intention to do it, we can do it. And he's happy. I am happy. I'm very glad to see one minister behind bars for shooting at one opponent's car or stuff like that, even leading to some death. That is the moment when you know that order from above or underwater, which we always get, they do not matter, but rather the people, the downtrodden people, that we should care for them, because history has proven it time without numbers, from the fall of the French kingdom up to recently in Mali, that was in Ethiopia, in Sudan, when the people rise up and you have electricity volts that you think can protect you from the people. I mean, even if you have your son in the army, is the boss of the bosses, that cannot help you. And gates with electricity voltage which are so high, with all the tanks, with all the tear gas, with all the army, the police in your favor, that can never help you. But rather we should focus on the people, the common men and women. That's what we should focus on. That they might have the health system right. That we do not have to see our ministers, our presidents, all the other MPs desiring to go outside of Uganda or Kenya or Rwanda, but rather be alive to make Uganda work. Be alive to make the Mulagos to work. That we put our energies, our effort to make sure that we facilitate our doctors and all the medical practitioners to make it right, to help our teachers get enough money, not to go and sell maize on the streets of Kampala because we are under lockdown and the teachers have no option but rather to go and sell maize. That is the problem and the challenge that we have. How rather we think about building financial institutions and all the institutions that work, that we will support our local industries, that we can have our people alive and well, in making sure that we look beyond the minor boundaries that they were created in the year 1884 in Berlin Conference in Germany. Those are temporary borders that we do not have to see ourselves as Kenyans or as Ugandans. We are all the same people. They call human being, and we have got to work together to make East Africa great, to make West Africa great, to make Central Africa great, to make the whole Northern and all the Africa combined, all the 54 nations. If you ask Morocco, we have got to make it work. And all that is going to take is going to be me and you to do that. And if we do not do anything about it, then trust me, our children will be suffering with the same things that we are talking about today. And so I hold the view that going forward, we need as men and women in the African continent to rise up and do things that are going to help our people. Let us mechanize agriculture. We can no longer go back to the times when the Noah used to, plow with the ox plow and the oars and stuff like that. But let us mechanize agriculture. Let us produce enough food to feed our own people. And let us deviate from the fact that we need to facilitate the defense and the army, the political class with all the biggest chunk of our budgets. But rather make it on a rotational basis. Let us create an education system that works, that looks at, creating the content of the people, that people are going to rise up and be innovators and creators of jobs, not to be seeking for jobs and going to master or do the PhD in other civilizations when our people are dying in absolute poverty and we cannot use our knowledge that we acquire from other parts of the nations or the world and to help our people. And I hold the view that going forward will need us to do something to benefit from the fourth industrial revolution, because the first and the second we did not benefit. The third we tried, but we need to do something to benefit from the fourth industrial revolution. People are talking robotics, people are talking artificial intelligence. What are we talking about as Africans, as Ugandans? What are we talking about? That is the direction I hope we can look into. And I hope that we will do things that are cheaper and faster and better. If we do that, then we will cause revolution. Because at the end of the day, if we do not do things that will transform the world, then we will always not matter to the world. That is my cry to you guys, Africans, Ugandans. Please, let's do something.